Well, welcome back to the Timeline Ranch. It's a beautiful afternoon. Let's talk about the cracks along the edge of the drop-off side of the pond, because I know a lot of people voice their concerns about it. Yeah, it's a beautiful afternoon. So this is March 2026. This side over here was almost all stone. Very little clay in it. There was real thin layers of clay between the stone layers. You can see the different layers of stone there. This side's not going to go anywhere. This side over here, the top about a meter, didn't have any rock embedded in it. So there's little fissures or cracks along the edge within 15 inches or so, not too far, about 30 centimeters into the side of the bank. That's probably going to slough off here and there. I'm not worried about it. There's multiple layers of stone below that, and it was all stone below that, so that's not going to go anywhere. I know a lot of people think that 15 feet back it's going to crack and this is all going to fall in. I'm going to lose all these trees, but that's just not going to happen. The portion right over here has been exposed to the water, and it was 12 feet deep for 9 years now. It's been sitting just like that. It's got enough rock in it to hold it in place. There's a few spots that did calve off, which is going to happen, and there's not much I can do at this point to it. I need to finish getting this portion down to 25 feet so that from the bottom I can build a nice solid base and build that retainer wall all the way back up with a little bit of a lean into the bank. Once I get to the top, I'm going to have concrete beams running inside of that stone retainer wall that I can bring back and tie into the bank closer to this rock embankment there I have. And that'll lock the wall in. I'm going to do that about every 50 feet. There'll also be steps of stone built into the wall, which will allow you access to the water line no matter where it's at, about every 50 feet as well. There was a little crack here about a year ago. It fell in, but like I said, it's about 30 centimeters, about a foot back is all it fell in. You can see the rock layer below that. That's going to keep anything else from falling in. We got a rock layer right here. That's going to hold this in place. It's not going anywhere. Probably about 60 centimeters down, about 2 feet down, there's another rock layer. There was a little spot here that had a crack. It's sloughed off just to that rock layer. Everything else is still here. It's not going to go anywhere. There was about a 15 centimeter patch right here that sloughed off. About 6-inch patch of soil right here. But then again, you can see the rock layers that are holding it in. This is the portion that's been exposed to the water for almost 10 years now. I'm standing on one of the rock layers. You can see it's just rock layer after rock layer after rock layer through here. That's why this hasn't gone anywhere, and it's not going to. This area right here where I built this retainer wall that didn't collapse into the pond, this sloughed off about 2 weeks after I dug this portion. And again, it's because there was no rock layers right here. The rock layers kind of dipped down. I built this retainer wall on top of that rock layer that's down there. It looks like this one was fairly stable compared to the other one that didn't stay there after I built the retainer wall. I'm going to build that new retainer wall in front of this though. This will just stay here. It'll just be extra strength on the bank. This one settled in, doesn't look like it's going anywhere. It had some settling cracks behind it because I didn't compact the soil. I just tossed it up there, lightly walked it in with my feet. I'm pretty sure this one's going to stay here, no problem. Again, you can see the nice rock layers that are holding all this together over here. This isn't going to go anywhere. This was the spot that had the retainer wall that I'd built on apparently an unstable rock ledge that was there to hold the weight of that retainer wall, because that was quite a bit of stone here. It fell into the pond once we had water up against it again. It was dry when I built it, of course. This looked like that for about 2 years, and when I built the retainer wall, I put some soft spoils behind it, and then it collapsed, so it looks like a big cave-in, but it was really like that a couple years ago. Some portions of this may calve off. There's not a lot of stone in this little portion, but again, I'm not worried about it. It's just something that's going to happen until I can get to the point that I can build that retainer wall. You can see there's a lot of stone layers in this right here. This won't go anywhere. Further down here, it's almost all stone. I have the bank exposed over here where you can see what's there. This is that 12-foot deep exploratory hole I did with the frost ripper. And you can see all those layers of stone all the way up. I had to use the frost ripper starting about 60 centimeters down, about 2 feet down into it. So none of this is going anywhere. That's a guarantee on that. The same rock layer continues across here, and you can see how many different directions the stone goes. That portion there is horizontal. Underneath that's a real thin layer of clay, and then another horizontal stone layer, and then another stone layer, and another stone layer. This stone layer here is kind of coming down on about a 45-degree angle. This one here is stone. It turns just vertically straight down. This one's kind of keyed into it, so it's really solid. I'm not worried about any of this moving. I'm gonna have to use my jackhammer to dig this portion out. There's no digging this. The frost ripper took forever to do. I just wanted to see how deep I can get with it. It's gonna take me a good bit of time to build this retainer wall. I figure I can do about a 25-foot section, about 25 foot, from the bottom, 25 foot wide from the bottom and 25 foot high, because that'll be the depth of the pond through here, in about a week's time. Of course, I'll have to transfer the water out of here and work this portion to get it done, and then transfer the water back into it. It'll take some time, but once it's done, it's done, and it'll be a lot more functional having those stone steps built into it. And then I can keep a nice manicured looking edge along this side here where the trees are going to be. It'll come together. Just got to give me some time to make it happen. You can see over here where it's exposed. This is going to be that radius area. Right in here is where it starts. And it's going to do about a half circle out, and then come back around and tie into the side of this roundabout over there where my trailer, you see the dump trailer parked. The original surface, of course, is this top here. And you can see this portion I excavated with the frost ripper. This is what is going to keep all this from falling apart. And you see this is all stone. All of this. It's all stone. The water's been washing across and taking the fine sediment that was on top. Now there's layers of clay underneath it. Ancient clay. You can see down in here. But these layers of rock are going to keep that stable. And you can see right underneath the clay, there's more layers of stone. Yeah, I'd say out here, as far as the spoils, about 80% is stone, 20% clay. So I got plenty of stone to work with. I just need to keep digging on the pond so I get more spoils to work with. This is the stone that I collected out of the spoil pile that was here from this little exploratory hole that I did. There's a lot more where that came from. The only cost in it really is the Portland cement to make my concrete and mortar. So that's my thoughts on it. I'm not worried about little pieces breaking off and falling into the pond. It's not going to be a 15-20 foot chunk back, break off and slide in with a couple trees in it. It's just not going to happen. There's too many layers of stone there. So until I have the opportunity to dig this pond down to that depth to build that retainer wall properly from the bottom with a good stable base back up to the top to keep it from happening, it's just going to happen. You know, if I had the time, I could have dug this whole pond in a couple of months with a large machine, say a 20-ton excavator. But I'm over here with a 5-ton excavator. In the 3 to 4 weeks a year I get the opportunity to come out here and try to make this happen. All this would have been done in a year, no problem. But don't have the time, so I got to do what I can in the time that I have. Well, if you like what I'm doing out here and you want to help speed this project up, there's a few ways to do that in the description. Buy Me Coffee's one. There's also Amazon. Every little bit gets me closer to being out here full time, making this project go a lot faster. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.